How's it going, everyone? Happy... Hey, Jody. I was about to say it's hard for it to be a happy Wednesday right now, for many of us here in my home city. A very dear friend of ours, Joe Rivas, after a long and insanely powerful battle with cancer, his body finally gave out on him and passed away. I believe yesterday. I'm not sure. It wasn't announced until today. But so today's live stream is dedicated to Joe. We love you, Joe. Joe and everybody in the family, Davi, mom, dad, everybody that knew him. My love and my heart goes out to you guys. We love you, Joe. Cancer's a fucking kook, as Joe would always say. I don't even have... I do have words. This live stream is dedicated to Joe. Hey, Jen. I'm sure most people that knew Joe would agree that he was one of the most incredibly fiercest of friends. Brother, uncle, father, just an amazing all-around human being. The fucking epitome of what a cool guy should be. Absolutely phenomenal musician. And it was Joe's circle of friends that really turned me on to what, like, Joe and our circle of friends, I should say, was like, they're the ones responsible for like turning me on to what real punk rock should be like when I was a young kid growing up skateboarding and stuff. We have a thing around here called Nardcore, and it was kind of a thing that a lot of really amazing musicians and bands came out of. I believe Out of Trust was one of Joe's more recent projects that he did. And he's played music with the guys from Fugazi. There's so many fucking bands I can't even, like, I'm a little, like, kind of frazzled today, just a little foggy about it. But hopefully some more friends of Joe's will come in and kind of share. Cancer, Jen. He had a really long, powerful battle with cancer. And, unfortunately, I don't want to say cancer won, but, his body just finally gave in on him. His body gave up on him long before he gave up. I don't know any other way to put it, really. we all kind of just watched him battling this thing ever since the day he was diagnosed, and the dude fucking fought like hell, as would be expected from anybody in the Rivas clan. Um, Bunch of amazing people and brothers. Why is my airbrush being a kook? I don't know. I think I'm done crying about it. Joe probably wouldn't want me to anyways. He'd be like, fucking come on, dude. Don't be a kook. I'm fine. Tall, good looking dude. Soft spoken. Just an incredibly powerful human being. And musically, I mean, him and his brother Davi, shout out to Davi Rivas. Fucking amazing talent in that whole family. Like, I was always just awestruck watching them play. Davi's bass playing, holy shit, bro. Damn. You just don't see that kind of shit happen very often. And the brotherhood here in our town, the family is it was intense, man. A lot of just amazing people. And Joe was I don't know how else to put it, like kind of the patriarch, you know, of the punk rock scene around here. Just such good vibes. So today's live stream is dedicated to Joe. We love you, buddy. Fuck cancer. Cancer's a kook. And you gave it your all, man. We're fucking proud of you. So I'm playing a lot of Fugazi and some punk rock today. This is Fugazi. Making some adjustments on the airbrush today. It's a slow start for the chat. How's everybody doing? How are you guys? Happy Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. I'm tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and had a doctor's appointment at 8 o'clock this morning after dropping my wife off from work. And here we are. But how are you guys feeling? What's the haps? Jen, I had just started to look at what we were talking about earlier. I did find the post where SW3D Studios, happy day, good. SW3D Studios was where they made their post about that. So I did send them the message that you're supposed to send. Well, what did it say? SW something was like the code word or whatever to have them start helping you get started with the files and all that. What I mostly want to know though is just like what files are they, you know, so that I can look in my vault and see what I already have and don't have, and I can download accordingly. You know, that way I don't have a bunch of duplicates and stuff like that to mess with. So yeah, I got the ball rolling. How's my latency today? What's the delay looking like? I'm gonna do a quick test here. Camera switch over. God, I feel like the delay is even longer. I'm messing around, or I was messing around with the latency on the stream earlier today, trying to get it so that there's less of a delay. As Jody was mentioning the other day, big shout out to Jody over at Trek Mods, everybody over at Hobby Time Modelers, along with Gambit Neo, Jennifer G on Instagram, Hobby Link International. Where are you, Kenny? We miss you, dude. The Pain Stream over at over on Instagram. Dean the Bean 3D, or it's just the Bean 3D. Looks like we only have 2 people in the chat right now. What's going on? So it's looking like there's about a 30-second delay, maybe. Kind of killing a little bit of time while we get some more people in here. Could just be that time of day on a Wednesday. I don't know. Setting up to do some airbrushing. All right, so where it's at now. Gambit, it seems like there's about maybe a 30 to 40-second delay. It's kind of long. If I did it right, I think it's on. I put it on low latency. If I did it right. Hi, Swedish. How you doing today, Swedish Forge? Mr. Kim. Big love to you and your family, my good friend. Gonna mix up some white here because I need to primer this body. We're gonna start by painting that today. Sorry for the racket. I gotta mix this paint, and it's unfortunately in OBS as well. Okay. Tired as usual. Work today? So if you guys are coming in late, just wanted to reiterate this. Today's live stream is dedicated to the memory of our good friend, Joe Rivas, dear friend of ours here in my hometown, and he passed away recently from cancer. So this one's for Joe. We're going to be listening to some punk rock today. Sonic Youth playing right now. Gonna listen to some Fugazi. A whole bunch of stuff should pop up. Oh, you have a back injury from work. That's right. Yeah, you and I are both on disability. All right, I got some white mixed up here. And I need... trying to think of the easiest, best way to get this. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Yeah, I saw my doctor this morning, and she's referring me over to another pain management company doctor. And in the meantime, she gave me she renewed my prescription for my pain meds, so that was good. I'm sorry you're out from a back injury, man. Those are the worst. They are the worst. So the colors I'm going to be using today, the palette is mostly comprised of purples, blue, some yellow. We'll see how far we get. But I'm starting off with white. I basically need this whole structure to be white. Otherwise, the blues and the purples, especially, and the yellows too, they just won't come through. So we're going to go ahead and primer this up with some white. I need to turn my fan down because it's blowing my paint around. That's not good. Oh, I should say the white that I'm using right now is just a very cheap airbrush color by US Art Supply. I actually really like this stuff. I've been using it for quite a while. It's a really good white, but it's a low luster satin white, and you can get this on Amazon. I think it was like $8 for this big bottle, and it covers well. I like it straight out of the bottle even. It does a good job. Highly recommend. I mean, if you're looking for a decent white to do, base coats or zenithal highlights, things like that, it's a great primer. All right, I do need a little more airflow. Crack my garage a little bit here too. There we go. Got some better airflow now. I invited a bunch of friends to come into the live stream today, just mentioning, that it was dedicated to Joe. So if we have some people come in that are, somewhat strangers to you guys, be happy to introduce you all. And guys, please, please, please don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you all. Thanks for coming in today's live stream and hanging out with us. paying tribute to Mr. Joe Rivas. I know most of you guys don't know him, but I assure you he was one of the most amazing human beings you could ever meet. The world was truly a better place with him in it. Hey, Jody. Glad you're still here, buddy. And guys, I'm really sorry for any delays. I was messing around with the video latency earlier. I don't know if I did it right, but trying to get lower latency. I do have a really high-speed gaming laptop that I'm using. It's pretty much brand new. I don't think it's my computer. I think it's just my settings, and my internet may have something to do with it. I'm not sure. Swedish says, one of the supports came loose, so I had to glue it back onto the print. Oh, I've done that before. Such is the joy of FDM printing. Yeah, ultra low latency. I set it to low. If I did it right, I set it to low. But I figured if that went well, I would try the ultra low latency tomorrow. But thank you, Jody. I appreciate you pointing that out to me yesterday. I really want to set my airbrush booth back up again. I need to get it set up in a spot that's a little more, that has some more permanence to it. For now, this is going to have to do. This thing is soaking up a lot of paint. Okay, that's difficult. I think that's actually good enough. I don't think I need to get any more white down on it. Go ahead and start clearing this out. Okay, Paul Pain Stream's in here. What's going on, buddy? Sorry if I missed anybody's arrivals. I'm a little distracted today, a little out of sorts, and I apologize for that. Ugh. Get some more water in my water cup. All right. Oh, Jody said I have a 7-second screen delay. Okay, that's not bad. I feel like that was better than before. On my end, it seemed like it was longer. I need to replenish my alcohol spray bottle. That's looking better. So in between airbrush cleanings, you want to backflush a little bit, and that helps get paint up and out of the channel that the needle runs through at the bottom of the cup. And that looks like this. I'm gonna just kind of carefully squeeze the tip of the airbrush and pull back on the trigger. And you'll see it bubbling there. That's just your backflush. And then you can take a little brush like this, just an old ratty brush, and just kind of carefully clean that needle off down there. For cleaning out the actual cup, you want to use like a dry brush, something like this with a nice fat head, so that the ferrule of your brush isn't scraping the inside of the cup. Most of you guys probably heard me talk about that before, but just for, shits and giggles, I'm reiterating it. But with the fat wide brush, obviously you don't have anything scratching the inside of your cup where paint's going to want to live. And this way, just the rim of the brush ferrule gets scraped on by the cup. And that saves you an airbrush cup. And when I'm not using my airbrush, I like to keep some water in it, or even some alcohol. Just to keep it wet and ready, and no pun intended. So it's good to go. Okay, let's check out our body part here. Now it's had a little bit of time to dry. Still looking a little wet, so I'm gonna go ahead and I see two spots on his legs that I'm not liking. There's this little dot right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's an island I missed, along with this one here. And I think it's important I go ahead and sand these up really, really quick to fix that, because it's unsightly. I'm gonna go grab my G tool here, or my G tool, my Hozo sander. Should make quick work of that. Seven seconds is normal almost. Okay. As far as I know, you didn't do anything, Gambit. You're fine. Oh, your wife blames you as well. 7 seconds is normal almost. Yeah. I don't know that I could really get anything better than 7 seconds, but we'll see. Tough. Well, I had the white paint going. I could have done the fucking arms. They're partially done, but it's all right. I'll go back to it. Take care of this first. So now that I'm sanding it, you can really see the shape of those islands right there. No bueno. I want that gone. That's something I shouldn't have missed. But shit happens. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. Just gonna fix it. Sorry, I gotta put you guys through suffering some post prep here. But for anybody who's never seen that happen, or doesn't know what to do when it happens to you, you can refer back to this or any other number of live streams where this happens. It's just part of the deal. And I won't lie, I don't do a hell of a lot of sanding right off the bat. I'm a little lazy about that, I'll admit. So don't be like me. You can save yourself a lot of hassle. Yeah, having that little squishy pad on there really helps. I think uh, I think most of the sanding work I would ever do on most of my models would benefit from having the little squishy pads instead of just the plastic bit that the sandpaper can stick onto. All right, back to some white paint. We're getting there. I promise we'll get there. We'll start putting some color down today. I promise. I promise. Make sure this is all dusted off really good before I start painting it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just start painting the arms first. Real quick. Hey, Rocket, how's it going, buddy? We're rocking out We're rocking out today for our dear friend Joe Rivas. Rest in peace, Joe. We love you, man. Rest in power. I was. Seconds feel like hours. Sounds good, Jody. Thank you, man. Big love to you, dude. Have fun making your video. Can't wait to see it. Guys, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out some of our friends' pages. We've got Gambit Neo in the house, along with Jody LaForgery over at Trek Mods. Big shout out. Please go check out Trek Mods when you get a chance. For all things Star Trek and Star Trekian. You know it, Jen. Joe was a huge fan of The Cure. As am I. So I'm cranking this one. Ah, the Melvins. Gotta love the Melvins. Yeah, A Forest is definitely one of my all-time favorite Cure songs as well. So right off the bat, one thing I'm trying to think up in my head here is how I want to do this part, because the purple on his body transitions into his forearms, you know, from here down are all yellow, and then this stuff here is black. So my thought is, do I want to paint this black and then do latex over it, and then paint the purple to the yellow? That's where I'm stuck at right now. What do you guys think? Like, if you were gonna paint this, how would you do that? How would you create that transition from purple, black stuff, and then yellow? Actually, you know what I think I'll do? I just answered my own question. I'm gonna paint it through and then masking tape across here, paint the yellow, and then I'm just gonna hand paint the black in. That's gonna be it. All right. Figured it out. That's what I'm gonna do. I need the arms to hold on better into the body, so I'm going to get some masking tape. A little layer of masking tape on the keys should help them stay on better while I'm painting the purple part. Get the boots here off the bench. They're solid lines. I think I got it figured out though. I think just hand painting it on is going to be the easiest way to do it. But I want the arms attached when I'm doing the purple because of the consistency being correct. All right, that's held on really well. Do the same thing over here. Some really old school Joy Division right here. There we go. Okay, so the first color I'm going to start off with is going to be this Kaleido. It's a matte purple. I mixed it yesterday, but I can see, you guys can probably see it too. It's already started settling a little bit. So obviously we want to give it another really good mix before we start painting with that. Pretty much got my entire color palette picked out for his body. And that's going to consist of this matte purple is kind of like the base tone. And this cobalt violet is going to be going into shadows. And then standard purple by Pro Acryl, possibly. Might not even need to use that one. And then a pale purple by Royzafar, just a really cheap airbrush paint for the highlights. And then we'll go from there. Just kind of making it up as I go along. So I'm going to mix up some purple. I need quite a bit of it. Gallery just released a new mixer this week. Yeah, it does look very nice. I'm really curious about it. I have this mixer that is not made by Gallery, and I really like it. This is the best mixer I've used in years. You know, the whole time I've been doing painting models, this one's my favorite. I've gone through quite a few mixers. This is my second one of these. And it's about the same price point as the gallery one. I think this one was about 80 bucks, 79 bucks on Amazon. It fluctuates between like 75 and 80 bucks usually. Depends. But the gallery one looks really good. Yeah, I don't like the vibrating type ones, the whatever they're called. I've gone through a couple of them. They just don't do the trick. This is the fastest, best mixer I've ever owned so far. And the gallery one looks like it works on a similar principle. This one's just a rotating thing. You can see it rotating there. It's actually hauling ass, but, you know, frame rate, I can even make it look like it's not moving at all, really. But yeah, the gallery one looks like it probably operates on the same principle. So if anybody else out there gets it, I don't have a need for it right now. I'm totally satisfied with this mixer, but when this one shakes itself to death, if it ever shakes itself to death like the last one did, I will try out the gallery one. The one thing I already don't like about the gallery one is that it's got the topper that holds the bottle down, and that's restrictive. I don't know if you can take that part off, but like say you want to mix a big bottle like this, you know, I can just drop that in here, you know, just kind of hold the top on it. It's not going anywhere. But that's fine. Whereas the gallery one looks like you're kind of restricted to any bottle that'll fit inside that little thing that holds the bottles down. You know, but yeah, this one I can do pretty much just about any size bottle as long as it fits in the clamp. You know, and this clamp has a really wide grip on it, you know, so I can even take this big old fat airbrush color bottle and it will even go in there. And I just want to hold it down while it's mixing. But with the gallery one, you're very restricted on sizes of bottles that you can mix. So that's one of the main selling points for me on this one, and the fact that it also does a really, really good job. That's the only thing that might keep me from ever buying the gallery one, just because of the bottle restriction on it. You know, this one I can fit a ton of shit on here, as I said already. Didn't mean to repeat myself there. Guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like button. It's for Joe. This live stream is dedicated to a dear friend, Joe Rivas, who recently passed from cancer. So big love out to Joe and everybody in the family and everyone who knew him. Just an absolutely amazing human being. So if you're not going to hit the like button for me today, just do it for Joe. I appreciate you. I love you guys very, very much. And I'm just really, really grateful to be here. And I'm really grateful that you're all here. So just want to let you know that. We've also got some other friends here in the chat and in YouTube in general. So I want to give a big shout out to Gambit Neo, Kenny over at Hobby Link International, the Pain Stream over on Instagram, kicking out some awesome work there, buddy. Jerry over at One Grumpy Vet, the Bean 3D. What's up, Bean? Big shout out. Big love and shout outs to Jody over at Trek Mods, along with everybody over at Hobby Time Modelers. We fucking love you guys. Brent over at Ground Affected, and of course, a huge shout out to Polymind Studios, who are the ones who created this amazing model of the Maxx that I'm working on right now. So thank you guys for cranking out some amazing work. Really appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Gambit. You know I love you, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate your valuable time and company. You know, the fact that you guys take the time to come visit the channel and hang out is it's a fucking honor to me. I can't put it any other way. You guys are incredible. I feel very loved and appreciated. Glad I'm still here. Oh, is it stuck on that camera? Looks like my webcam is like stuck. I don't know. Getting hot with this hat on though. I'm gonna have to take that shit off. All right, let's mix up some paint here. This is the first time I've used any of the gallery colors. Going to be using a lot of purple here, so and no, I do not use the measurements on these little medicine cups to gauge like how much paint versus thinner and you know, stuff like that I put in. I kind of just guess it, to be honest. The stuff, it definitely looks like you could spray it straight out of the bottle, but the way it's hanging on the side of the cup, you can see that it's a little too thick for my taste going through the airbrush. I want it to be a little thinner. It should be dropping off the side of that cup a little easier. So I'm just estimating about how much thinner I want to put in, and I'm going to use a pipette to stir. I like these because you can just kind of squeeze stir, you know. I'm able to mix my paint pretty quick with that. A lot of people always ask about thinning paints, you know, how much should you add, you know, stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people say, well, I've heard some guys say like, well, you want the consistency of skim milk. You know, my take on that is like, I don't have any skim milk in my house, or 2% for that matter. And I've kind of just over the years played around with it. Back in the day when I first started doing like model cars and shit when I was a kid, I was using mostly enamel paints, and those were just pretty much airbrush ready right off the bat. Not much has changed about that. But you can see here when I put it on the side of the cup now, you can see it's starting to fall off the side of the cup better. It's not sticking so bad. I also use kind of a drop method. See how it's not stringing at all? It's a nice solid drop. That tells me I'm pretty much there. Fingers crossed. If I need to add more, I can just suck it out of the cup with the pipette and put it back in, remix it, and then go back to the airbrush with it. So, give my airbrush a quick rinse. It's a really nice purple. Now for this part, my fan is running pretty strong, pointing in this direction, and I want it to be not doing that. So I'm going to just turn it down a bit. And I'm going to start on his back. Yeah, it's spraying very nicely. It's a nice purple. Like I said, this is the first time I've used any of the gallery colors, the Kaleido set. And so far, I really, really like it. Great coverage. It's a really nice matte purple. For anybody wondering what my airbrush pressure is, what airbrush, what needle I'm using my Harder & Steenbeck 2024 Evolution CR Plus with a 0.28 millimeter nozzle and needle. And I'm running my air pressure, since I'm doing a big base coat, I'm running my air pressure a little high. It's at 23 psi, 22, 23. And I find that gives me the pressure I need to get the paint to flow right. Now that I've got the joints where the arms go in, finished painting, it's safe for me to go ahead and pull them off. So I'm going to carefully do that here. There we go. Paint dries pretty quick. I like that. funny. He looks blue on the camera. I assure you, it is purple. I don't know if it's translating to purple on your guys' end. Looks Joker purple. That's exactly what it is. The Maxx made Joker purple cool. Cooler than the Joker could have made it. That's probably sacrilege in certain circles. I think that's looking pretty good. Let's hang him up to dry. Oof, I'm gonna need to mix up some more purple. Swedish, if you can't see everyone who writes in the chat, check on your thing where it shows settings in the chat and go to your chat filter and make sure you have it clicked on all messages. I have to do the same thing when I start, even for my own live stream. Yeah, if I forget to hit that setting if I forget to set it to all messages, then I'll miss certain people. Jen, especially, I don't know why. I've tried to figure that out, but for some reason it just does that. Because it's fucking YouTube or something. Oh yeah, yeah. Switch to live chat. Rockets on it. I have to do that when I watch Gambit live stream too. I have to check that setting, make sure I can see everybody. Hopefully that fixed the problem. Thanks for helping out, Rocket. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube doesn't make settings like that either. I think they just let the algorithm run everything now. There's nobody home. It's just the algorithm. Oh, I gotta get this glove off my hand. It's all sweaty and gross. Have a smoke. Catch up with the chat with you guys. All right, what am I missing here? Gambit says he likes the purple. Stranger can't see anyone who writes in the chat. What? Now I don't understand. Okay. The top of the chat, top chat, switch to live chat. 3 dots up there, yes. I have to change it every time. Also, my phone always shows live chat when I switch to my computer. It's top chat. So yeah, my phone and my computer do the same shit. It's just the way they have the phone version and the computer version set up. Does this camera not work? What the fuck is up with that? It's like stuck. I'm trying to disconnect that web camera and see what's up with that shit. Oh, it's still stuck, huh? Is that camera just stuck on one screen? That's fucking weird. What's up with that? Happens if I just disconnect it. Yeah, it is stuck on that screen. That's weird. Okay, well, we won't use the web camera anymore. Piece of shit anyways. Yeah, I don't know why that happened that way. Yeah, it's fully stuck. Let's see. Properties. Okay, I think that might work. Did that do it? Yeah, now it's working. Okay. Okay, so the next step is I want to seal this purple in really good. So we're going to do that really quick. Hopefully I have enough. I'm really low on this Krylon Fusion Flat Clear. I love this shit. I really need to get to the hardware store, Lowe's, and pick some more up. But I just want to get a nice light coating at least on all the purple parts. Because I don't have any like Vallejo clear flat. All right, now for the body. Hopefully we have enough to get the whole body done. Good enough. So the next color I'm going to use is we're going to get into the shadows with this cobalt violet. It's like a dark blue violet, and I've never used it before. Oh, it's gloss too. That's problematic. I'm glad I caught that because I don't want gloss. I want it to be matte. Let's see how dark this matte blue is. It is a nice purple, isn't it? Yeah, I'm very happy with the purple. It looks great. Now they have an ultramarine too that would work in the shadows. Where did I put that bottle at? Is that you? Yeah, here's their ultramarine. So I basically just, I want a dark blue. You know, come to think of it, I think Drakenhof Nightshade would actually be perfect in the shadows because it's clear and it'll transition better into the purples as far as a shadow is concerned. So let's find some Drakenhof Nightshade. Here you are. And I want that to go in the shadows, and then we'll lay some highlights over the top of that. And during this part, I want to keep the body together because I want all the shadows and highlights and everything to fall where they need to be. And having the arms in place and stuff like that, you know, paint's not going to go into these areas close to the legs where the arms are hovering over and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. It'll make sense. Swedish Forge asks if this is a good shaker. I have the one that Gambit has. This, in my opinion, Swedish is the best shaker on the market as far as I'm concerned right now. You know, for like a hobby shaker, it's on the pricey side. It'll cost you, well, it's here. I think it's between $70 and $80 USD. The last one I had lasted 2 years before it shook itself to death. The internal bearing housing is made of plastic, and just over time it wore out. But for getting a job done, like, this is the best shaker out there. I have not used a better one. Gallery just released one earlier, which I was mentioning. The one thing I didn't like about the design on the Gallery one is, I mean, it's a great design for smaller bottles. You know, maybe a little bigger than this, because like it might do something like this big. But it has a top that you pull up and then you put your paint in and then you push the top down. So it's restrictive. And there's only so many heights of bottles you can use, you know, or width and stuff too. But like this shaker, I can take a big bottle like this and it'll actually fit in there. You just got to hang on to it a little bit. And it looks like it's moving really slow on camera, but this thing's actually hauling ass. It's really, like, there at that frame, at that speed, you can kind of tell it's moving. But, you know, I can take a bottle that big, or I can take a bottle that's a little thinner, you know, but taller, and it'll still fit in there with no problem, and it'll mix. Whereas the Gallery one is restrictive. which is, the gallery one's about the same price point, 70-80 bucks or so. $80 cost here in Sweden. I wouldn't know the Swedish rate, but it's 80 USD. So if our exchange rate, dollar to Swedish dollars, I don't know what you guys use. Um, forgive my ignorance. Um, it's to me, it's well worth the money you pay for this thing. It's a really, really, really versatile, powerful mixer, and I love it. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Blah blah blah. Paid my own money for this thing, but it's the best shaker I've ever owned. For a desktop hobby model or shaker deal, it's fucking worth the money, man. Like, buy it. Like, I will probably buy another one when this one dies. It is a little expensive. It is. Not gonna lie. But like I said, it's well worth it. In time saving and how well it mixes your paints and everything. Save your money. Set the money aside. Just go spend the 800 KR on it. It's well worth it. Yeah, nothing but good things to say about that shaker. Like I said, it lasted 2 years before it finally shook itself to death, and 2 years for 80 bucks. Yeah, I got my money's worth 100%. Okay, so putting some Drakenhof Nightshade in the airbrush. I'm going to keep my pressure right at the same, 20 pounds, 22 pounds, 22 PSI. And I'm shooting from the bottom up because I want this in the shadows. Hey, why not? Swedish? Yeah, Kim. I mean, hit them up. The worst they can tell you is no. Okay, I'm happy with that. Do the same on his face here. Cool. So you could see the whole time I was painting that, I was shooting in an upwards direction of the body. Uh, I want the light to come down, so the blues are going to be in the more recessed areas in the muscles and parts of the face. And I'm going to do the same thing with the highlights, but those are going to be shooting down from an upwards direction. I don't know how well that's translating on camera, but there's really nice definition in the muscles now. And you can tell that that blue just blends in perfectly into these shadows in the lower spots. It's looking like I'm very happy with the way this is looking right now. Jody has the volume down, but you're still here. I know I can be a little distracting, brother. I'm sorry, man. Glad you're still here, though. Love you, buddy. All right. So I'll go ahead and clearing up the airbrush. What's so funny, Jen? That I'm distracting? I'm just repeating what all the ladies been telling me my whole life. Never knew if it was a good thing or a bad thing. I'm gonna go with a good thing. I'm a good distraction. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate you. It's not about me, it's about the love of this hobby and the camaraderie and the community that we've all built together. And that goes from ground affected all the way down. Um, More than anything, today's live stream is dedicated to our dear friend Joe Rivas, who recently passed away from a long and arduous warrior battle with cancer, and he is loved and dearly missed by all of us here in my local community, Ventura, California. One of the greatest musicians I've ever known, and just one of the absolutely coolest dudes I've ever had the honor of knowing in my entire life. And he's going to be dearly missed. And what is? Oh, it's from resting my arm on the table. Joe's going to be dearly missed, and my heart goes out to Davi and everybody else in the family and all of Joe's friends. Anybody who knew this guy absolutely loved him. Joe was amazing. Just an amazing dude. So big shout out to Joe Rivas and family and friends. We love you guys. And please don't forget to hit the like button. If you don't do it for me, at least do it for Joe and his family. We wish them the best, and hope everybody gets through this okay. And also big shout out to Gambit Neo, who's in the chat with us today. Big love to Gambit and his family. Kenny over at Hobby Link International. The Pain Stream over on Instagram. along with One Grumpy Vet. Big love to Jerry and his family. Uh, Dean, The Bean 3D. Big love to Dean. Swedish Forge, also here on YouTube, has a fantastic channel. He's putting out some good work. Go check out his Spider-Man that he just recently finished and show him some love by dropping a like. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when any of us go live or drop new videos. It really helps grow our channels. Which also I should say give a big shout out to Jody over at Trek Mods. We love you, man. Everybody over at Hobby Time Modelers, and of course Brent over at Ground Affected, and many, many, many more. We love you guys, so appreciate you, man and woman. I just appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. So now I'm gonna mix up some really light purple. It's a pale purple, and that's gonna just provide a nice light highlight. I'm basically going to just dust it from above so that the paint kind of falls naturally onto the highlights. Swedish is new to the YouTube world. Well, that's all right. You're handling it like a pro, man. You're doing a good job up there, buddy. I'm looking forward to more content. One thing I could ask you, Swedish, Kim, how's your English speaking? I mean, you type fantastic. I'm assuming your English is pretty good. If I may ask. I should say I want this paint, this highlight layer to be very thinned out, almost to a transparent level. So we're gonna do that now. And you can see this stuff comes out pretty thick. So I'm gonna be thinning this out quite a bit. You know, I'm scratching my head while I'm talking. It might be a little wrong. Jerry's lurking. Had your OBS running recording while I work on. Awesome. I'm so stoked you're recording now, Jerry. I seriously can't wait to see your stuff, dude. Really excited by that. Well, Swedish, one thing I was going to say about your video was a narration would be cool. You know, like have the music turned down a little bit, and you could, you know, kind of walk people through what you're doing. You know, like just do a voiceover. Yeah, Jerry, send some pics, dude. I want to check it out too. But I was thinking, like, you know, it'd be cool to hear a voiceover, and you know, if it's something where you're not comfortable with your speaking voice, maybe you could do it in Swedish and have it subtitled or something. I don't know. You write better than you speak. Okay, well, if you write better than you speak, you could even do an AI voiceover. I actually did that recently with a short that I used for The Punisher, the short that I made for it. I used an AI voiceover, and it actually was pretty fun. Turned out cool. I don't know, just an idea. Otherwise, I mean, dude, your video was great. I really liked it. And you did a great job on the model, too. Everything looked great. So, highlight time. For me, doing the highlights like this is kind of like a moment of truth moment. It's like, this is either going to work out really well or it's going to suck. In which case, I might have to paint the whole thing over again. But I've only had to do that like once, where I was so unsatisfied with it. I was like, I gotta fucking change this. I write better than I speak. When I talk, I get a strange feeling of fear. So I understand that. I totally understand that feeling, dude. That's like me trying to speak Mandarin when I lived in China. Like that, it was always it never left me. You know, like even though my Mandarin speaking was getting better, I'd always get really nervous about like getting put on the spot and having to talk to somebody speaking Swedish and translating. Hey, Swedish language is beautiful, man. I'd still watch it 100%. All right, here we go. Let's get some highlights on. So I'm just carefully going around and highlighting the spots that I want light to look like it's reflecting off of his body. Just following muscle contours. Sorry, I'm a little quiet right now, chat. I'm just concentrating here. Hey, Panstream, welcome back, man. Thank you. No. I was obviously kidding when I said I was just gonna like dust everything. Doing the highlights with the way I'm doing them right now is kind of you want to take your time with it and go really slow and gentle to get the highlights right. As you're following this muscle curvature. And I'm going to do the same with his face. like that. Done with highlights. Ooh, that could have been bad. Okay, I want to do a mock-up real quick with everything, just to see how it's looking together. Now that we're getting closer. All right, let me catch up with the chat here. Sorry, guys. What do you guys think so far? Talk to the friends. Okay, Swedish Fort says he talks to friends in the U.S. over WhatsApp. They say they understand me, but I need to talk more often. That makes sense. I know English in my head, but getting it out is another thing. I completely agree with that, dude. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I said, like I lived in Shanghai, China for a year, and instead of like trying to translate everything, you know, and have a translator like my ex-wife had and shit, I you know, I did my best to immerse myself in the culture and the language, and um that's kind of like where my Mandarin was at the time when I finally moved. Um, you know, like it's in my head, but I wasn't as good at speaking it out loud as I could in my head and understand it and stuff like that. So yeah, I totally get it. Okay, Painstream says, okay, back again. Welcome back. Had to clean up the workbench a bit, doing reorganization before I start doing wires for figure. Awesome. Jen says, smash that like button and subscribe. I've always had top chat on. That would explain why it seems like he's talking to some other chat. I can't even tell you how many times I've done that, Pain. Dan. Mr. Dan. Sorry. I do remember names sometimes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Swedish. Sorry, Kim. I remember your name, Kim. I totally do. So what do you guys think of our buddy here? How's the mask looking to you guys? I think it's looking fantastic so far, and I'm ready to move forward. The next step's going to be doing these arms. They're going to be yellow, and then really light yellow highlights, kind of in the same way I did the purple. But that means I need to seal this and put masking tape around this half, so I can get the yellow done, and then we'll come over and hand paint the black after we get the yellow and the highlights down. Smask is the new smash. Yes. I'm going to go with that, Jen. Or maybe it should be like SCHMASK. Schmashk. Or no, SHK. Schmashk. Swedish is Kim, a Swedish name. Kim isn't the first male Kim I've met. I can say that. Okay. Since nobody's answering, I'm going to answer myself. I think this is looking most excellent. He's looking fucking badass. This one is totally going up on the shelf in my office. I'm really enjoying this one. And thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. Yes, please, everyone, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate it. And visit some of our friends. Visit all of our friends over on YouTube here and Instagram. Big shout out to Gambit Neo. Kenny over at Hobby Link International. We miss you, Kenny. Where are you, dude? Kenny's been super slammed and busy trying to get his studio up and running, and I'm super, super fucking excited for it. Can't wait to see it. So big shout out and much love to Kenny. The Pain Stream, big shout out to Dan over on Instagram. One Grumpy Vet Creations, what's up, Jerry? Big love. The Bean 3D, missing the Bean too. Bean's been gone for a minute. Where are you, Bean? I know Bean works his ass off, so he's probably just busy. I'm getting scratchy. I gotta fucking shave again. Oh, you know what else I found out at the doctor today? I weigh 198 pounds right now, which is about 15 pounds more than I'm comfortable with weighing. So, looking forward to getting back to work and getting back into shape. Yeah, Gambit's last name is Kim. Gambit, are we ever going to share your name? I mean, come on, man. I think it's time. It's time to let go. It's an honorable family name, dude. Oh, man. You say your last name, your family name, but you won't share your real name. All right, I see how you are. He's too good for us. He's like, no. If you know, you know. We'll just leave it at that. Wait, Swedish Kim is not your first name? I'm not saying Gambit's first name. I've never said Gambit's first name on my channel, which is hard. Okay, well, I think the math the Maxx is looking maximally cool, making good headway. Look at those fucking muscles. Roar. Dude's looking mighty svelte. All right, let's take him apart and get moving on to the next stage with the arms here. And I'm going to set the base aside for a minute. Kim is your first name. Okay. I'm getting a little jealous here. Such an awesome. You don't have to be jealous, Kim. Like, just go download it and paint it. Okay, so carefully get these arms off. Ah, motherfuck. See, that's... You know what I need to do is put a piece of tape over this. Because the arm, it's really difficult to get the arm out without scraping on that. So I think let's fix that really quick with the dry brush. And then we'll get it sealed. And then I think I'm going to put a piece of tape over that area so that if it scrapes, it won't rub against it. They won't rub against each other either. I should have thought to do that before. So when you have a problem like that arise, a lot of times just a small dry brush can fix that. You just want to gently paint over the spot. In just that concentrated area. A couple very thin layers will do it. Fortunately, his arm is right over that spot, so it's pretty much going to be invisible anyways, but I'll know it's there. There we go. That's better. So let's get this sealed real fast. There's Swedish, there's a really good version of the Maxx on Cults that I found. If you look it up on Cults, it's a version of the Maxx, but he's got Julie, his crush or whatever you want to call her. She's like on his back, like she's all like riding on his back, you know. That one's really cool. That's the end of that paint can. No, the one on Cults is like, I think it's only like $5. The guy's got it like really, really well priced. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Hang on one second. CULTS Colts 3D. The Maxx. There's several really good ones on here, but there was one in particular that really caught my eye. Where is it? Of course not. Oh wait, here it is. It's made by Hue Forge, and it's free. Oh wait, no, this is wall art, I believe. Yeah, it's wall art. I hope that's not what I was looking at. I don't think so. Bear with me here for a minute. I can't see the chat right now either. This is all guns and shit. Let me ask you this, Swedish. Are you on Instagram at all? Prey Collection. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Jen, I've got access to some really good alien stuff. There's so many good alien files out there. Really, really good stuff. All right, so now I want to take a piece of masking tape, just a little piece, and I'm going to put it over his leg, just kind of loosely right here. This one's okay. All right, I'm going to set this all off to the side a little bit because I don't want any yellow overspray happening. And let's get some yellow mixed up here. This is a matte yellow. I may actually want to use this Roy Safari yellow. It's a really nice yellow. Swedish, are you on Instagram as well? If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, the 3D Painter, and I can send you a message. I can send you links and stuff like that, or we can exchange email, whatnot. It's lemon yellow, iridescent yellow. there's some left in here. Oh, did I throw away my little medicine cup? I think I did. Yeah, this is a matte yellow. This Kaleido matte yellow actually looks really good. I'm going to give it a whirl. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll look nice. So the first thing I want to do is get some silly putty on the arm. Silly putty I know is going to take paint off, so I'm pretty comfortable using it as masking. I think it's some of the best masking you can get out there, really. Oh, the filament was out. Okay. Yeah, Swedish, I was asking if you had Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. We can exchange emails. And, you know, you can send me pictures of your stuff, whatever. Ask me other questions, you know, outside of YouTube. If you like. You can add me on Instagram at the 3D Painter. You got it, Jen. What the fuck? It's like turning itself down automatically. Get back up there. Okay, that was weird. Oh shit, I can spray this right out of the bottle. YouTube says we're having too much fun. Oh, something sounds very strange. A little minor threat. Ah, that's what it was. Gambit. All right, buddy. Yeah, rest in peace, Joe. What's going on, Mateo? Yeah, sad day, man. So we are celebrating the life of Joe. This whole live stream is dedicated to Joe, Mr. Joe Rivas, friggin' legend. Have a good night, Gambit. Yeah, sleep well, dude. Get some good rest, man. I'll look forward to chatting with you tomorrow, dude. Bear with me one moment here, guys. Oh. Bear with me, guys. Just answering a text message. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All good? Okay. Don't ever play that song again. I fucking hate No Effects. I cannot stand that band. All right, I think that looks pretty good for my base coat of yellow before we do the shading on it. Speaking of shading yellow, can anybody tell me what color? Here's the test question for the day. Burning Dog was amazing. Davi's bass playing in Burning Dog, Davi's bass playing in general, but I mean, dude, everything he did in Burning Dog was just insane. So I'm using Silly Putty to mask over the arm in the areas I don't want the yellow paint to hit, because we're transitioning from the yellow to the purple on this part of the arm. The question I was going to ask regarding... Oh, shit, that scared the fuck out of me. My wife's home. Question I was going to ask is, what color do you use to shade yellow? For you color theory junkies or whatnot, that's the question of the day. What do we use to shade yellow? Now, there's a couple different things you can use, a couple different colors you can use to shade yellow, but what's the most common, like, one that makes sense? Hi, Pumpkin. Where you going without giving me kisses? Love you. Bye. All right. Okay, Jen says browns. You're partly correct. I'll tell her you said hi. When she gets home, it's like beeline for the pajamas and the couch. I don't blame her. So Jen says browns to shade yellow. What's another one? Not my favorite Sonic Youth song. Okay, so the shade I'm going to be using for the yellow here on this model is going to be purple. And kind of just a standard purple is a really good color to shade in yellow. It's also a complementary color for yellow, which is why you got purple into yellow. So that's what I'm going to use to shade the yellow. But yes, you can also use browns if you're looking for a different tint for the yellow. Or even like an orange. Oh, I agree with you, Jen. But when it comes to the Maxx, the purple is awesome. I couldn't picture him any other way. I'm happy with that. One of my buddies plays for Ministry now. Pretty cool. Then again, he's got a history of being in cool bands. My friend Paul Demore is he was the original bass player for Tool. And now he's playing bass for Ministry. Pretty cool shit. Jen says, I like back in the day Ministry. You and me both. Jesus built my car. It's a love affair. Jesus built my hot rod. Mainly Jesus and my car. Yeah, fuck it. Uncle Al. He is one hell of a fucking trippy dude. Al Jorgensen. All right, now we're gonna shade with some purple. Actually, I think I'm gonna just use kind of this Drakenhof nightshade. It's like a purple blue. I think it'll work perfectly for the shadows. Oh, had a brain fart there for a second. Literally like 6 drops of paint. So arms at that angle. So I want the shadows coming up this way. Happy with that. Same for the other. That angle. Okay. That's it. Those look great. Let me see here. Motherfuck, I just destroyed my fucking needle. And just like that. All I did, I just barely fucking hit this bottle on accident on my 0.28 millimeter needle. And this is the result. I don't know if you can see that. That's $70 right there. Fucking $70 titanium needle toast. It's not coming back. Like, I will immediately have to order a new needle. So the way I need to get that out is to pull this apart. That fucking sucks. I might be able to like straighten it out enough to get it to work right, but it's just not going to happen. Like, once you bend them like this, like, that's a bad bend. Like, that, there's no coming back to that. Fuck, I'm pissed. On the good side, like I'm pretty much done. Motherfuck. So even just pulling that needle out of this nozzle, the nozzle's ruined as well. Like this whole kit right here, these three pieces are toast. That's just trash now. Yeah, this is a 0.45 millimeter nozzle. I'm just gonna have to order a new one. So usually what I do in that instance is break it down. Oh, where'd the trigger go? This is my brand new Evolution. I just got this one a couple of months ago. So I'm a little pissed about that right now. And that, I mean, that's like literally how easy it is to completely ruin one of your fucking airbrush nozzles and needles. So you really obviously want to be stupid careful with these things. And that was really careless of me to just suddenly do that. But, you know, shit happens. I'll go upstairs and order a new one. Hopefully Spray Gunner has them right now. And then I don't have to have one shipped from Germany. Usually I have to ship them out from Germany. That's been the case the last couple of times anyways. And so it goes. It's all right though. I have another airbrush that I can use in the interim if I need to do anything like really high detailed or even mid detail. I have the Infinity CR Plus. So what I'm going to do with this for now is go ahead and just toss these pieces in here. And this part is basically getting retired until I can get the new needle, because I typically only run a 0.28 millimeter needle nozzle on my Evolution. But my saving grace is this bad boy right here. That's my that's the Infinity CR Plus. That's the 2025 version. So I got that for backup. I don't even, yeah, that's a 0.15 millimeter nozzle in there. So that one's even smaller. That's for like doing eyeballs and shit. Yes, harder in Steenbeck. No, Swedish, I don't have several needles. Not right now. I'm gonna have to order a new one. That's all right though. If Spray Gunner has it, then you know it won't be a problem. But good news is that like I was able to finish what I was working on today. You know, I got as far as I could with the airbrush. Like I got all the airbrushing done that I needed to get done today with that needle. So at least there's that. Yeah, I can find the positive in it. So let's get our base. And we're going to set everything up till tomorrow. I may or may not live stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. I've got some errands and things I got to run. And I might just take the day off, which means I'll probably be live streaming on Friday if I don't live stream tomorrow. So we got our protective tape here. Got our protective tape so I can safely put the arms on. In fact, let's do that first. You want to just carefully tilt it and kind of slide it. So I push it into place there. There we go. Our guy's looking pretty good. Really happy with the shadows on the hands. That turned out really nice looking. That even his muscles have muscles. The purple and the yellow together hurts the eyes. Well, tough shit, Jen. I think it looks awesome. It's the Maxx. That's how he looked. I don't know if you have Amazon Prime Video. I guess the entire MTV series for the Maxx is on Amazon Prime. I really love the way they did his hair. I see your message, Painstream. There you are. Hey, did you end up watching the Maxx on Prime last night? You were just saying. No, in fact, I did not get a chance to do that. I got really busy when I got upstairs and was making dinner for my wife and stuff, and I get sidetracked. My ADD goes all over the place, and the next thing I know, I'm watering plants, and oh, a butterfly. You know, I'll watch it. That's a good idea. You know what I'll do is I'll have my wife will have to sit down and watch it with me tonight. Trying to see if I had any more. Oh, we're stuck again. Did it again. I don't know what the fuck's up with that camera. It's just a piece of shit, I guess. Now I'll make my wife sit and watch it tonight with me. But dudes, he's looking really cool. Each episode's like what, 15 minutes long? It's not that long. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. What's left on him? His face. I got to do his portrait. I think his eyes are just white, if I remember right. And then I got to paint his hair and the feathers. And then there's this stuff in between the yellow and the purple. It's like, you know, these like squiggly marks here. Those are all going to be black, like jet black. And I got to paint those by hand. So that'll be a little bit tedious. It's quite detailed, as you can see. I really dig the way his muscles turned out and everything, though. The airbrush got me through what it was supposed to get me through today, thankfully. But yeah, not much left to do on this guy. Just his head and these parts on his arms, which the arms I'll do first, and the head's like a one paint session thing to get finished. The feathers in his hair are like a bright orange. I see how it is. What's left on? Note to self: I am not ground affected. Are you doing anything with the gaps on the arms or not? No, I'm not gonna mess with the gaps on the arms. There's tape on the keys right now, so they're they're fitting a little uh not as well as they do when the tape's not in the keys. And I did that just to hold them on there while I painted them. But I'm not gonna bother trying to mess with the arms. It would have just been way too difficult to paint the body and the arms if I had them glued in with the gaps. Uh, you know, with the gaps not working. I can always do it again though too, and see how it goes. But for this particular time, and it's for me, it's not a commission job. If it was a commission, I probably definitely would have sealed it. What did you mean by I am not? Note to self: I am not ground affected. What does that mean? Nope, that camera's still stuck. What's up with that shit? Okay, I think that fixed it again. For some reason, that camera gets stuck, and I gotta fix it. Okay. Yeah, Swedish, what did you mean by I am not ground affected? I don't. You're not ground affected. I'm not ground affected. Brent's ground affected. Shout out to Brent over at Ground Affected. Jerry says, hey, Forge, I've been here since the beginning. Need code. Hold on, my wife's got me doing something important here. 039-312. I think that was it. Hope that was it. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Apparently my wife's doing something with my health shit. With my doctor stuff. So let me go back up. I think I'll make a video about all of my models that I have that need to be painted. A little about my paint station. Yeah, I think that would make a nice video. Yeah, that would be really cool. Like do a studio tour, show everybody your setup and what kind of gear you're using. I do stuff like that every once in a while, or I have a couple videos up, showing like different updates on my studio and stuff like that. That's always good content. People, I mean, I don't know about other people, but for me personally, I love seeing like everybody's studio setups. You get good ideas about certain stuff. Like, oh, I could do that in my studio. That would make my life easier. I think it's always good to share what what we're rocking. So I asked the pain stream what he meant about note to self, I am not ground affected, but he chooses not to answer. I'm sorry, I missed the context on that one. Um, Jerry says, "Oh, I seen him do a concrete type stone, and then he dry brushed a gray green over his base, and then did other colors after. I tried a gray green, and it looked like vomit, and just resprayed the whole thing." Are you talking about Brent? Oh, Jerry said he is not ground affected. I get what you're saying. I must have missed part of that chat then. Oh, Jerry said, "Note to self: I am not ground affected." Yeah, Brent's the way he does his bases is pretty tricky. It takes a bit of practice. Um, I've done a couple bases like with the same techniques that he's using. Um, my bases, the way I do my bases is kind of similar, but he deviates a lot too. He switches it up and does different things. You can do it too, Jerry. Like your paint skills are just fine, man. It's all about the dry brushing and like using, getting transparent paint on there and then dry brushing over that and then doing a wash over the dry brushed highlights and stuff. And yeah, it's a little tricky. You just got to do the steps right, and you'll get it. It's pretty easy. Gray green. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used a gray green really either. He might have been using that as like kind of was he using it like as an OSL type of thing? Object source lighting. Wasn't anything special. He had a gray base color and then dry brushed a gray green. I dry brushed a gray green and then the color looked like one. Oh, okay, so maybe a little less saturated or more saturated. Add like add more gray. Just a teeny bit of green. Like 10 drops of gray to 1 drop of green type of thing, to where it's like really saturated. I'm really digging how this guy's turning out. The base, I love the base. Can I just tell you guys how much I love the base on this? They did such a cool job on the base. Like having the little ises down there. He's so cool. I think the boots turned out really nice too. Yeah, dig how the boots turned out. Oh, what am I stuck on? There it goes. What are you smiling at, you little shit? Oh, he's definitely. This dude's totally going on the shelf upstairs. That's all I know. It's an actual color called gray green. Wow, who makes that? Who's that by? Can't say I'm familiar with it. Wicked does make huge bases. Every once in a while, they'll make like the normal base, like with my beast, the beast that I did. Like they made that one with like like a small base, and then they had like a really really big base for it too. That was all fucking gnarly. Have you seen Beast Swedish? The Beast that I did. In fact, I actually need to dust them off. He's super dusty right now. Spider webs and shit. I just use a little makeup brush to dust my models off. Gets, especially stuff like this, it gets into all the hairs and it's really good at dusting them off. I need to redo him someday. It's the Gambit and I both agree, like, this is the best beast out there that either of us have seen. It's definitely my favorite. Oh my god, I can't believe how dirty this thing is. Everything gets so dusty in my garage, in the studio. Eat it, eat it, eat it. Oh, that's better. The 3D duster. Yeah, in this fucking studio garage of mine, yeah, it gets so dusty in here. Especially Beast, he's got all that hair that everything can just sit in between. So you gotta take the fucking makeup brush on it every once in a while. That's got to be like 90 degrees in the garage now. Okay. All right, guys. Here's the question. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? Is it possible to link in the chat? Swedish, I was asking you earlier. I think you were away from the computer. You were getting a print off or adding filament. I asked if you had Instagram, if you could add me on Instagram. Jen had leftover fajitas for dinner. That sounds awesome. I had enchiladas last night. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do tonight. You don't have Instagram. Are you on Facebook? Jerry had chicken strips. Ooh, chicken strips sound good. I have chicken strips. We don't have Facebook either. What the fuck, dude? Probably better off. Well, take my email then. Let's just do email. You gotta have. Don't tell me you don't fucking have email. So my email link is on my YouTube channel. It's the 3D Painter 73. No. The 3D Painter 73 at gmail.com. I know, I'm kind of in shock that Swedish Forge does not have an Instagram. Like, dude, you need to have an Instagram so you can show like still shots of your models and stuff, man. Instagram is great. Like, I get a lot of subscribers to my YouTube channel from Instagram now too. I finally made my Instagram public and started getting more subscribers than I've typically ever gotten in a month. You totally need to have an Instagram, dude. Did I get your email? I have to check that on my computer upstairs. I don't have my 3D Painter email set up on any of my... I don't have it on my laptop, I don't believe. And then I don't have it on my tablet either. But I'm sure I got it. In the chat, did I get your email? No, it doesn't look like it showed it. Hold on, Swedish. There's my email, Swedish, right there. That should have showed up. Hold on, I gotta change my fan. Way too fucking hot in there. In here. I'm sweating. Did my email show up in the chat, Swedish? Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, you can email me there and we can you can send pictures and all that good shit. Okay, cool. I'll check my email when I get upstairs. Hold on 1 second here. Ugh. Nice thing about having a hose right underneath my workbench is I can just wet my hair down when it starts getting hot. Cool off really quick. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out and watching the Maxx today. Having a really good time painting this guy. Trying to think of what I want to do next. I've got quite a few choices. I can start working on Obi-Wan Kenobi rides Boga again. Start knocking that out. Did this freeze up again? Fucking A. I don't know what's wrong with the wheels on this chair, but they're all fucky. Jen, I don't know what you're saying. All it shows is the word have, like have or have not, with some weird Chinese symbol. I need to work on Boga. Yes, I do. I have till June next year to work on it. But I really do. I really want to get her scales. Like, yeah, I should work on Obi-Wan. It's really boring shit, you guys. Like all I have is to fucking clear up the seams and make scales with putty. I feel like the entire thing is going to be completely rescaled with fucking putty and shit. Yeah, I got to get cruising too, Swedish. So once again, guys, this whole live stream is dedicated to the memory of Joe Rivas. He's going to be dearly missed by everybody and all who knew him. Big love and shout out to the Rivas family and everyone who knew him. We love you, Joe, and we'll miss you, buddy. And other than that, we're painting the Maxx by Polymind Studios. So big shout out to Polymind Studios as well. Gambit Neo, Kenny over at HobbyLink International, the Pain Stream over on Instagram, One Grumpy Vet Creations, big love to Jerry, the Bean 3D, Jody over at Trek Mods, big love to Jody and everybody over at the Hobby Time Modelers. Shout out to Brent over at Ground Affected, and that's about all I got for the day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be working on hand painting all these weird little detailed bits on the arms right here. Going to get those knocked out. And then once those are done, I'm going to start working on his portrait. And we're going to call this guy good when he's done. So it should be fun. I'm thinking probably 2 more paint sessions and we'll be finished with him. And in the meantime, I'm going to decide on whether or not I do a completely new model or I start working on Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga again, which I really should get to work on that fucking thing. Get it finished. I'll feel a lot better personally when I get Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga finished. But anyhow, I love you guys. Happy 3D printing. Happy painting. Big love to Joe Rivas and family. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Don't forget to hit the like button for Joe. And without further ado, I bid you toodles. All right, you guys. Y'all have a good night. Big love to you all. Cheers. Toodles!